Hey gamers, today we're going to be reviewing Kingdom Come Deliverance II. This is a medieval RPG game, and I think there's going to be a lot of room for me to fuck around. So let's get started. English, English, yes. At the beginning of the 15th century, the kingdom of Bohemia is ravaged by war. Is that the thing the Queen was singing about? We play as Henry, a former blacksmith, current bandit, serial killer, and possible homosexual. And we are currently riding with some other people, one of whom is very much into arts and crafts, because he's glued a very expensive bedsheet to his horse, which ironically enough makes him better dressed than 99% of the people in this world. Seeing some apples, I decided to take them to teach the medieval peasants about Charlie XCX. My friend admits to being a Troye Sivan stan, and I give him a severe beating. After his loss, he suggests we have a round for homosexual intercourse. But at the last minute, he is afraid of eternal damnation and pretends to hear a woman's voice. It turns out he wasn't lying about hearing the woman, but she's very homophobic and starts to run away. This ends up saving our life, as we return to our campsite, we find some bandits killing all our friends. Thankfully, we have one thing that we can pull out to fight these bandits with. However, I'd get my account terminated if I showed you what it was. And none of you guess what it is in the comments. Soon enough, we are free and we resume our homosexual rendezvous from before, but we take it a little bit too far and fall down a cliff. In our concussed state, our friend helps us wobble along as we have flashbacks to the death of our parents. Thankfully, we survive and make it to this medicine woman's house. Unthankfully, she has a corpse for us to bury. But before I do, I decide to get some fiber in me and use the outhouse. Not being a complete barbarian, I wash my hands afterward. Not long after, I get bored of this task and drop the corpse in the middle of the road and vow to lie to the old medicine woman and tell her that I buried it. She only gives me 60 cents and suddenly I don't feel so bad about dropping the corpse in the middle of the road. I spot a thick wench at a local tavern and decide to stop in, and feminism not being invented yet, I don't feel guilty about it. To prove my virility to her, I decide to move 5 sacks of flour to the pantry. I had something to say during this segment, but it took too many tries to get it and I gave up. Some Nicki Minaj stans try to rob my friend, and we soon get into a big brawl. In the background, Chapel Roan stans, Lord stans, and Beyonce stans also decide to have a fight, although I really don't know why. I knock out so many people, someone made a TikTok calling me Sir Rohypnol. My anger issues quickly surface and I end up fighting everyone, like I'm a Grand Theft Auto character that's just taken a whole lot of cocaine. There's a lot of fighting and I've run out of things to say, so I'm just gonna go through this part very quickly. By this time, the guards arrive and they arrest us. They decide to punish us, although I'm not sure how much of a punishment it really is, seeing as how people pay good money to do it in Newtown. The next morning, my friend is released, and I have a good look as he walks away. One woman who was watching really enjoyed the show and decides to give us some money. Who says chivalry is dead? I head to a motel to see if I can get some sleep. However, the woman who runs the motel said I smelled too bad and kicked me out. Now I understand how Luigi Mangione feels. Suddenly, I realize that I'm very hungry and decide to have some beef. But before I can kill it, the farmer busts me and tries to kill me instead. We fight for a while, but eventually, he begs me to spare his life in exchange for everything he has. After our fight, I realize that I'm very hungry and that I haven't eaten in days, so I decide to give cannibalism another try. I quickly developed a taste for human flesh, and I kill and eat the next man that I see as well. He did not taste good. I walk past another brothel, but I don't go in. While I'm walking along, I meet a messenger who has a very rude message for me, and I give him a severe beating. I end up going too far, and I have to hide his corpse. I'm having too much fun in my serial killer era, so I just keep on doing it. I see a man dressed like Robin Hood, and being a fan of irony, I decide to kill him and take his clothes. I get lost and somehow find my way back to the medicine woman from at the beginning of the video. She's realized that I didn't dispose of the corpse like she asked, and now wants her money back. Things quickly get out of hand, and she runs away from me. The old medicine woman must have been mixing up a batch of Colombian powder, and she manages to show me a clean pair of heels for a long time. He manages to give me the slip, and I wander around until I meet this peasant who promptly accuses me of murdering her husband. I have no excuse as to why I'm wearing his clothes and covered in his blood, so instead I make a very inappropriate joke. Her other husband takes great offense to my noticing the fishy odor emanating from his wife and decides to kill me. The devil is, however, not yet done with me, and I wake up in a very strange and mysterious place. He gives me a horse, and I ride it for days until I come back to Earth. I stumble upon a house of ill repute, and he guides me to go in. I soon run into a problem, however, because I don't have any money, and I only find out afterwards. She calls her pimp, and he takes me back to the stocks. It reminds me of that one time I went to Oxford Street in Sydney. After getting out, I promptly steal another horse. I tell him a dirty joke, and it goes very badly, and he leaves me to die. I get eaten by wolves. I come back for a second time, and I meet a man stuck up a tree. He tells me that someone has stolen his horse, and having nothing better to do, I decide to help him. I find the horse, and proceed promptly to kill everyone in sight. I take him home and try to seduce his wife. He finds out. But before he can kill me, he suddenly catches the Black Plague and dies. Getting tired of this godforsaken place, I decide one last time to leave. Before I can leave, I spot someone with a very filthy name, and I had to show you guys. Well, that's my review of Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think I was accurate? Or did you think I made the whole thing up and none of it has actually happened? Comment what your favorite part was and like it if you want me to make more videos like this. XOXO.